Hello friends. Today I am going to tell you about we finally cracked the secret of Prince Rupert's drops. If you not subscribed our channel yet, then please subscribe it and then also click on bell icon. Let's start. Don't let the fact that the objects known as Prince Rupert's drops are made out of glass fool you. The pretty, teardrop-shaped baubles can withstand some pretty harsh punishment. Until you gently snap their tail, at least. New research has literally shed a light on the drop's odd balance of incredible strength and fragility, revealing it all comes down to a thin skin of glass held under incredible tension. A team of researchers led by scientists from the US and UK used a beam of polarized light to measure the internal properties of the glass drops to show how tough outer skin and the channeling of cracks make for a paradoxical object that is as tough as it is brittle. Prince Rupert's drops are relatively simple to make. They're little more than molten glass dropped into cold water, creating a solid blob with their long, thin tail. Smacking the fat end with a hammer, pressing it with up to 20 tons of force, or even shooting it with a gun won't do it a lot of damage. To break it, however, you only need to tap its tail, which will cause the entire object to disintegrate into a shower of tiny shards. There aren't any records on the drop's origins, but sometime around 1660 Prince Rupert of the Rhine reportedly gave a number of glass bubbles to King Charles II of England as gifts, who passed them on to the Royal Society of London to conduct a few studies of their own. The drop's remarkable properties were put down to the rapid cooling of the outer surface of the glass, forming a hard shell that allowed the insides to cool and then contract a little slower. It was this difference in layers, the squeezing, or compressive forces, of the outer layer and the pulling, or tensile forces, of the core, that was thought to explain both its toughness and fragile tail. New toys in the laboratory have allowed physicists over time to find new ways to test Prince Rupert's drops, and in 1994 materials scientists Srinivasan Chandrasekhar from Purdue University and M. Munawar Chaudhary from the University of Cambridge in the UK did what any of us would do with a high-speed camera and a glass object: watch it shatter. Their research added more detail to the traditional explanation. Breaking the tail appears to send a line of cracks running down the length of the drop at speeds of up to 1,900 meters per second, 6,200 feet/s, with the crack front slowing down as it enters the surface layer. They also measured the toughness and size of the surface layer, finding it extended about 15% of the way into their experiments drops and had a compressive stress of 90 to 170 megapascals. About 13,000 to 25,000 pounds per square inch. In this latest experiment, the researchers put the drop under a different set of tests and recalculated their previous estimates, discovering in the process that the secret to Prince Rupert's drop lies in more than just the toughness of its extraordinary skin. This time the scientists lowered a drop into a liquid with the same refractive index as the glass, shining a polarized beam of red light through the liquid, and the drop caused the light's rays to distort slightly inside the glass, revealing even more details about its characteristics. The process showed much higher compressive stresses in the surface of the glass drops, of around 525 megapascals. 76,000 pounds per square inch, in the head, and a whopping 700 megapascals, 102,000 pounds per square inch, in the tail. They also determined the surface layer to be about 10% of the diameter of the drop's head. This high compressive stress in the thin outer layer of the glass drops goes some way to explain why they can withstand such enormous forces. However, there's one more piece of the puzzle. Based on their past experiments and their investigation using polarized light, the team found that any cracks that did form in the surface layer tended to run parallel to the core. In order for a PRD, Prince Rupert's drop, to disintegrate catastrophically, it is necessary for any cracks, induced by the compression process, to enter the tension zone in the head of the PRD, the researchers explained in their report. That's why they're so easy to break at the tail end. Once a crack gets through the compressed skin into the zone that's held under tension, it's game over. If only the curious mob of Royal Society scholars had such fancy equipment sitting around 400 years ago, they might have nailed the secrets behind Prince Rupert's drops much sooner. I believe we have now solved most of the main aspects of this area. However, new questions may emerge unexpectedly, Chaudhry told Lisa Zeiger at fires.org. Let's hope so. Future scientists could use an excuse to break a few glass baubles themselves. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more interesting videos.